All right. The next thing which I want to discuss is preparing GSTR-9. Preparing GSTR-9. Today in the market, we have many tools. Every return filing software, has a facility to prepare GSTR-9, like how GSTR-1 and 3B. Even when you log into the government portal, let me log into one login, and the values, whatever the values which Ashika and Jagdish have spoken, the values are also auto-populated available. I'm going to annual return GSTR-9, prepare it online. You can see some values which are filled. The table, respective tables, what the table sections which has been shown, your table 9 auto-filled. That means GSTR-9, when you download from the government portal, is auto-filled. People say that beautifully government has filled the values, so I can just go submit. Now, if it all the option was only to submit, then why at all you have to prepare R9? You still have to prepare R9. So here is one tool. This has been again designed in association with our GST, the technology partner. So Tally on Wheels is an audit analysis software where you can use the data of the tally. You can analyze the data of the tally. So I am here. I can select a thing. I can add, delete a company, and I have the tally data open here. I'll say add a company. Of course, there are multiple. Let me just do for one company, and I will say add company. It says, okay, there is something there you want to add it. I'll say yes, and the data is added. I'll say get 2021-22 data. Now, very beautifully, it will read the data from the tally and prepare all analysis report. And what are the type of analysis I want? Is firstly, I want to get the GSTR-9 and 9C. Let me go back. So I want to prepare the GSTR-9 and 9C. Let me log in.
Welcome to Tally on Wheels, the best cloud-based audit automation tool.
Yeah. So let me go to So I select this company, whichever be the company which I want to process. I select the company, and
sir, the entity name is GST testing.
It's in GST testing. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, so I select a company, and I log in for GST testing. Yeah, so the data is synced. I can actually view everything, but let me just what I'm more interested is to get the GSTR-9 and 9C preparation. So I'll click on GSTR-9 and 9C preparation for that. And it will ask me to log in to the portal using the OTP. I click on it. So very important, I have to enter the username of it. I'll say confirm. So I get an OTP, and let me get the OTP. So here is the OTP that is received. 251725. So I'm logged in with the OTP, and which is valid for 6 hours. And I click this, and I say one thing: download data from the government portal. I say yes. You can see all my data which is relevant for filing my GSTR-1 gets downloaded automatically. And you might be wondering why I am doing it. In a while you will understand. But my GSTR-1, GSTR-3B, GSTR-9, GSTR table 8A, all the values which are relevant for preparing is downloaded automatically. Yeah. So as and when it is downloaded, you can see that system is becoming green. Once I download, so step one, I got the data from the government portal. I want my purchases also. I want the data which is there here. I want my purchase register also, because I want to do reconciliation and get the input tax credit and table 14 bifurcation. So I will upload my purchase register. I will upload my purchase register into purchase register, which is from Tally, into the portal here. So I need an agent. Let me just download that. This is one small button which will. There's a one-time application which will help me to get the data from the, yeah. So I have downloaded this. Too many agents are running. Let me use it. Yeah. Let us close and open. Technology problems, you can always expect anything anytime can happen. You go back, upload purchase register. Yeah, Azar, can you just check in the meantime why it is not, and if you can just upload it. Yeah, so it will automatically read the purchase register and will move on to prepare GSTR-9. And the only thing you have to do is click on this important button where run GSTR-9 matcher. Now, this will help you. This will actually help you to do the whole analysis. This is the key thing, if I have to say. This will do the whole analysis and prepare your data for GSTR-9. And it will help you to download GSTR-9 working for 2021-22. So let's do now. So let me download GSTR-9 workings, and the file is getting downloaded. Yeah. So the file is getting downloaded with lot of information in it, and let's see what are all the information that this file is carrying. And this file has all the information that is required for filing your GSTR-9. Let me just walk you through what the data it has. It has all the information which is required for filing. What do you need? If you look at it for filing, what is the information that you need? Let me zoom this file. You need to know what is the value which is there in your GSTR-1. You can see the data in different color combination. The green color is in GSTR-1, which is data downloaded from the government portal. There is one, the orange color, where some reconciliations which have been done. Then there is this color where you are ready for filing your GSTR-9, and there's some other reports which have been given. Let's walk through one by one. Firstly, you have GSTR-1, which has been taken from the government portal. It is summary. For the full period, you have the GSTR-1, what is the turnover is available. For the full period, you have your 3B. You have your 3B for the full period. And this value which is there, this is actually summarized from the government portal. That means if you have made any error, you have an opportunity to correct now. So how do I know if I have made any error? The errors could be in the reconciliation. The errors could be in reconciliation. I can see my summary view or a detailed view. I can see month over month, April, May, June, July. I can see a data month over month or a summary of it here. Likewise, even 3B, I can just see a total summary of it month over month. Now, what is more important is whether between these two, is it matching or not? Between my GSTR-1 and 3B, is it matching, or in any month there is a difference? So you can see in almost all the months it is matching, but in the month of June, July, some difference. So even before you proceed to file which is right, you need to know what data exists where. So knowing what information, what data is lying where is more important. So you have various reconciliations. Reconciliation, books versus 3B, R1 versus 3B, 2A versus 3B, or 2B versus 3B. You have claimed some credits in 3B. But in 2A, now right now you may ask why 2A, it should be 2B. There is a 2B versus 3B also. The 2A translated to month-wise data would mean this, because for you to match with your 8A, you need this reconciliation. So eventually you can see the value for the full year, what you have claimed is 17,53,000, while you are supposed to claim is 15,70,000. So some difference that exists, right? So there is a difference between 2A versus 2B versus 3B. And every place you have a home button to navigate back to the main thing. I just got the purchase register updated. So the purchase register from the tally will also come automatically. By vendor wise, you get the data pulled into the system, and you might have the purchases record either in journal. Some of you will record all some expenditure, repairs and maintenance in journal. So someone use purchase module, journal module, payment, whatever be the module you have used, you have some entries which is recorded along with the narration. You get the values automatically. This will help you to reconcile the expense reconciliation. This is what I said, the table 14 reporting. What is the value which is there in your ledger? And by the way, for you to analyze the RCM, my expenditure which is there in the books of accounts, let's say accounting charges is here, and the taxable amount which has been taken is less. So they have GST claimed, they have GST not claimed expenditure, all those things. So you can also look at the vouchers where the GST has not been claimed. List of vouchers where GST is not claimed will be available. List of vouchers where GST claimed is also available. So automatically you can just do a simple pivot of it. You can just do a simple pivot of it here, And I think by now we are all masters in putting any data. So you can just see my against this expenditure. Someone people ask, how do I bifurcate between capital goods purchases and input services? You can always see whether there is any difference. You see that the amount that was supposed to be claimed versus the amount that you have claimed, you have a grouping by expenditure, right? So this way you can also find that, okay, how did I classify what is my expenditure against each to be put into table 14 of GSTR-9C is available. After doing the reconciliations, so I have downloaded all the data. I have done the reconciliation. By the way, right now I didn't even start any work. Before I start the work, this much data is made available to me by the system. Now comes the GSTR-9 summary and the turnover computation and ITC computation. How did the summary has come? By now the system has indicated what should be my turnover. Like for this GST number, it said there is so much B2B, so much has been inward supplies RCM. Some amendments upward and downward I have done. System has automatically understood and prepared it. You may ask, how did this information come? I can just navigate to this button. It has looked at GSTR-1 by customer. So there is a sheet by customer it has prepared between B2B, B2C. It prepared that. And again, it said that so much is the turnover that you need to report. Then there is a value for people to do a data entry. So here is where this indicates that this section is for editing, where you start with what is the value that is there in your books of accounts. Let's say in my books of accounts, I have 8 crores. And this is divided into the turnover, the GST number 1, GST number 2, I'll say some 25 lakhs, some 35 lakhs. All that automatically you can see the segregation between the reporting turnover is changing. Then your adjustments that you need to do for the purpose of the sale of fixed assets, because this is some of the information which you want to do. So there is some additions that you want to do, some subtractions that you want to do. You can start tracking it and preparing the turnover rate wise. So some of the information is auto-filled. The turnover which is there in your GSTR-3B. Let me zoom this for you. So if I need to know that is there any value that I have to report it in table 10 and table 11. If I have to report any value between table 10 and table 11. Now it has also brought forward the values that are already there in the last year. If I have paid anything through DRC 03, if I have adjusted something in the next year, now all those kind of reconciliations has been done and it has been reported and brought. If something is different, if something you have to match it and report, this reconciliation is auto-fetched and auto-done. And not just that, this also has an information of the trial balance. So you get at a view when I did the first time sync where the sync happened, it will also fetch you a trial balance for you to quickly cross-verify the data. And you also have the reconciliation between the books and 2A. Currently, the books data did not get synced fully. So the R1 value of the books is currently showing nil. But you also have the data, what is there in the books, what is there in the tally. All the reconciliations are done in one go. Basically, this is a tool which will aid you. This is a tool which will aid you to prepare your GSTR-9. As I said, GSTR-9 is a holistic view of getting the data from books of accounts, getting the data from GSTR-1, what should be the turnover disclosed, getting the data from GSTR-3B, A combination of all the three has to be used for filing your returns. So this tool, again, just as you saw, a click of a button, it has downloaded all the information from the government portal. So again, this is a paid tool. You can just reach to Tally on Wheels. This is the so this is the application which we have used for downloading the data, and which is it's an online tool that you can subscribe. Basically, this as we are a knowledge partner and GST Zen is the technology partner. A combination of it, this has been prepared, and you can prepare multiple companies' data to sync and get it, and automatically fetch the information. Pretty simple to use, and entire data comes to you in an Excel file, and where all the values are linked. Like as I said in GSTR-9, if I say something has been taken as input tax credit, so the source of it from the how it has been taken, the respective values are linked. Everything has been computed and taken. Pretty simple, easily usable Excel, and it will also guide you how you have to prepare your GSTR-9 and 9C. Yes, as I said, I'll extend my time by another 10-15 minutes, and we are at 5:42. At this point, I will complete my session and walk you through.